programs are engineered to help the students to perform better academically. And so we do it through disguised learning, through play, through just all the activities that we have the kids involved in, making them understand that learning is a continuous process and that it should also be fun.
In our program, our main focuses are academic enrichment, so we have clubs such as science club or math club, and we do homework help.
At Dunbar, we had Money Smart School of Finance to come in and do a 6-week financial literacy with our students. And this is a woman who works for a company who's an accountant who came in, volunteered to come in for 6 weeks to work with our students about money. So she talked about the history of money. They looked at the dollar bill and they went through the whole, okay, this is what this symbol means, and so on and so on.
Well, this particular project was a tribute to Scott Joplin. The kids learned about Scott Joplin, who he was, how important he was to ragtime music era. Him being here in St. Louis, took a trip to his home to really kind of show the kids where and who he was about.
We see each student's individual progress report when they get it, and so we can actually say, hey, what's going on? We can get with the teachers to see if there's something else that we can be doing in the after-school program.
We had 70% of students who were failing improve their grades by a letter grade or more. So we're seeing some really dramatic improvements in our kids. We do life skills through our Wyman Teen Outreach program, which is a national best practice program.
So we had Lutheran Family Children's Services to come in and talk to the students. It was a 5-week course where they came in and work with the students on behavior modifications with conflict resolutions and self-regulations.
We've seen dramatic improvement in behavior, and so the kids are getting life skills through being in our program. We had a 61% of kids who needed improvement in behavior had a significant improvement in behavior based on teacher surveys.
Behaviors impede learning, and so if we can teach the kids those life skills of how do I walk away from things. Not everything has to be a confrontation. How do I make myself realize I can just walk away from this?
The social development of it all. We get kids that come in not liking anybody, and by the end they're learning how to work out their own conflicts. They're learning how to say I'm sorry. They're learning how to love other kids.
Last week we actually had a kickball tournament where we brought both schools together, and they had a blast. And so we've been very fortunate trying to introduce kids to those different types of experiences that they may not normally get. Some of our students went on a field trip to Lindbergh High School back in the fall to see a chess tournament. And actually we had students at Dunbar. We had like 8 kids at Dunbar, and like 3 or 4 of them were from the after-school program who went to Ohio to compete in a national chess tournament. And they came in 8th overall.
Kids decide what projects they're going to do. So I know at Stevens Middle School they have a community garden right next to the school that they work on. At Compton Drew we have gone to a nursing home. We brought them pumpkins for Halloween, and we played bingo with the people at the elderly home.
We do a leadership component where we introduce the kids to try to bring those things out in them. Those leadership qualities, but you have to introduce them to them. So we did a behind-the-scenes look at careers. And so we went to City Hall and got a behind-the-scenes look at politics.
Through our particular component of theater arts, we would have them write a monologue about their life. And before they know it, they're writing a story or expressing feelings that they wouldn't have the ability to do just in their own personal life. They can create a character and use that character to kind of share some of the things that are going on.
We also have things like a film club. So just at the end of a day, it's been a long school day, something where they watch a film and then they discuss it. And they discuss the meaning behind it and how it fits into their life and those kinds of things. So we tie in fun things with things that are going to help them.
It's because of the nature of our society that most parents have to work to maintain a living in their family, that we get to serve in that middle area, which is called the danger hours, when the kids get out of school to the time they get home to serve as a mentor, to be there for kids.
Not only important to kids, it's also important to families. People who can't necessarily afford good quality program, and that's what I feel we give to the parents as well as the kids.
I think it's so wonderful because then parents will receive their kids at about 6 o'clock. They've had a snack, they've had either a physical component or an arts component, their homework's finished, they're ready to go home, and they have their kids that they can then share time with and have quality time with. We've seen families benefit from that program, we've seen families grow from that program, and they rely on us to assist them in the day-to-day care of their children.
And it's a safe environment. The kids are getting positive adult relationships. It's just all around, it's good for our kids.